Well, if you have a Yahoo account, you may be one of the victims of what's likely the biggest hack ever. The company now revealing that hackers stole personal data from at least 500 million users. Well, our tech and business correspondent Samuel Burke joins me now with the details from London. It's kind of mind-boggling, this, isn't it? What do we know? What information was hacked and what can be done with it?
Well, Robin, so many people have hacking fatigue. They hear about these stories every single day and they start to tune out. But this is one that you want to pay attention to because it is the largest in the history of the internet. Think about that. 500 million accounts. That is much larger than anything that we've ever seen before. And this is Yahoo. This is a tech company that was hacked. Usually we think of a company like Sony getting hacked, but they're not a tech company. We think of Yahoo, Facebook, Google as maybe being above the fray. So if you're one of the people who've been hit here, you're going to want to do the following. This is pretty much any Yahoo user. And think about how many people use Yahoo email. Number one, the dreaded changing of your password. Even more aggravating, changing your security questions and answers. What's your mother's maiden name? Well, you can't change that, so you'll have to choose a new question. But Robin, that just shows you how much personal information is out there that you can't actually change. Things like your birth date and perhaps the most difficult, changing other accounts with the same information. Robin, you've heard me on your show say so many times, don't use the same password on multiple accounts. Inevitably, we all do it because it's so hard to remember so many. But the reason people like me get on television and say that is because here, if a Yahoo hacker has one piece of your information and you've used it on another website, then they can go through and get into so many other places besides just your Yahoo accounts.
Sam, why are we only hearing about this now? This didn't happen yesterday.
It's mind-boggling to think about the fact that this happened in 2014. Most companies take just over 100 days to figure out that they've been hacked. Yahoo knew that there were at least the possibilities out there. People had been talking about this for a long time, but they couldn't confirm it until just now. Now, they're saying part of the reason is because this could be part of a group that is state-sponsored. Another government paying a group to do this, or another group that's in the past maybe had links. I just spoke to the CEO of an Israeli cybersecurity firm called SixGill, and he told me he sees some reason to think that it could be a state actor. The fact that they're working 24 hours a day, which is impossible. So what they're doing is just trying to make it look like it's 24 hours a day so that we can't figure out what time zone they're in. Though other security experts are more skeptical. They want to see more information, more proof, so that we can know that Yahoo's not just using this as an excuse or somehow hiding or exaggerating the information, especially because they have that pending sale.
And was this buried? I mean, why are we only hearing about it now?
Well, some people think that it could be the fact that they were trying to make everything look as good as possible for Verizon. That is, of course, the company that's about to buy them. In fact, one U.S. politician has already come out and said the following about this entire situation. He has some suspicion. Senator Blumenthal from Connecticut, a Democrat, he says, as law enforcement and regulators examine this incident, they should investigate whether Yahoo may have concealed its knowledge. And he goes on to say of this breach in order to artificially bolster its valuation in its pending acquisition by Verizon. Now, he's not making any accusations. He's just saying that they should be investigated. But the reason why is that there's such little legislation in so many countries, here in the UK, the US, where you are, that makes it so a company has to go forward and tell the government. A lot of times the government is brought in at the very back end. Companies are fearful of information getting out that could negatively affect their stock prices. So a lot of people think that companies should have to go forward right away, especially if there are state actors involved, which we are seeing the finger being pointed at. Interesting countries, interesting places in so many different situations, even in the U.S. campaign.
Indeed. Thanks so much. Samuel Burke there in London. Appreciate it.